All right. Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining us today for our webinar with L2T Media and Google, Amplify Yourselves with YouTube Advertising. My name is Brinley Jansen, and I am the event manager for Driving Sales, and I will be your moderator for today's session. A few quick housekeeping items. We are using GoToWebinar as the platform today. Please feel free to ask questions throughout the presentation, and we will address those at the end. When you logged in, there was a control panel that came over your computer. This will be the way you ask questions and comments in the tab titled Questions, or you can send them directly to me through chat. And then now we'll go ahead and introduce our speakers, Kelly McNerney and Aaron Sheik. Kelly is a Google Senior Automotive Retail Strategist based in Venice, California. She coaches automotive clients on Google's wide range of solutions, including Google Search, YouTube, and mobile. Aaron currently serves as a senior field consultant for L2T Media based in Chicago. He has been in the auto industry for 3 years after serving an 11-year career with the U.S. Navy. Without further ado, I will turn it over to Kelly and Aaron.
Thank you, Brinley. Good morning/afternoon, everyone. This is Kelly McNerney from Google. Thank you for that introduction. A little bit more about myself. I'm a graduate of the University of Kansas, Rock Chalk. I live in Hermosa Beach, California, which is that beautiful, lovely pier you see featured. Was also in the movie La La Land. Ryan Gosling was like dancing on that pier. So now I go visit it every day. And New Zealand is my favorite vacation destination. I just went there on my honeymoon with my new husband in January and can't wait to go back. Aaron, what in the world's going on with these goats?
Yeah, so if you're looking at the screen here, so again, thanks, Brinley, for the invite. And these are my two daughters here, Abby and Allie. Allie's 5 months old yesterday, and my wife wants to own a petting zoo. So I currently have 11 baby chickens and 2 baby fainting goats arriving in a couple weeks. So eventful days here at the Sheik's household.
That's amazing. I'm coming over as soon as your fainting goats arrive.
Yeah, anytime. You're always welcome.
Oh, thank you. So in addition to goats, baby chicks, and beautiful daughters, we're going to talk about the 4 things you see here on the screen. Our agenda is automotive consumer behavior. So I'll be sharing a little bit of research, not too much. We want to keep this fun and interesting, but some research on how automotive consumer behavior has changed as it pertains to video and specifically YouTube. I'll also tell you about how YouTube has been growing over the course of its inception. Then Aaron is going to give all of the participants today some specific strategies and tips on how to win with YouTube. And finally, we'll take time for question and answer at the end. So let's start with that automotive consumer behavior, shall we? The old mantra for dealerships, and if you've seen me present, you've seen this before, is that we used to think the key to success in sales was getting customers into the dealership. Just let me get them in, and as soon as I do, I know I can close them. I've just got to get more people into the store. That is being replaced by the new mantra, which is instead of getting the customer to your dealership, get your dealership to the customer. Yes, even when they're laying in bed, on their cell phone, because our research shows people are searching for automotive purchases, both new car, used car, certified pre-owned, and parts and service at all times of the day on mobile devices, tablets, desktops. So it's important that we change our mindset to bring the dealership experience directly to the customer, whether or not they step foot in our store. And of course, one of the best ways to do that is video messaging, sight, sound, and motion that connects people to your team, your product, and your business. Every year, Google does a research study. It's called the Automotive Path to Purchase, and we partner with Polk, Compete, and we also use a large arsenal of Google first-party data. We ask every person in our survey has had to purchase a car in the past 6 months. So everyone who answers has recently purchased a car, and then we ask them thousands and thousands of questions about what they did in the path to purchase. We look at their search history, their browser history, their YouTube history. We give them questions to answer, and then we use, of course, that third-party data I mentioned as well. One of the things that stood out from our automotive path to purchase study this year was the slide that you see in front of you. 57% of shoppers are now watching videos as part of their research process before they purchase a vehicle. And these are the kinds of ways in which they're engaging with the video. So you see 3 stats in front of you here, all of which were a little bit surprising to us at Google, because the growth of video in auto shopping is surprising even to us. So for example, almost a third of people are watching 6 videos or more as they're researching which vehicle to buy. Almost half of people are spending 30 minutes or more just watching automotive videos. So videos related to the vehicle, the brand, the models that they're researching. And then 84% of people will watch long form automotive videos. So we used to think, even up to last year, keep your videos really short, the shorter the better. Turns out in the research phase, people will watch a video that's longer than 3 minutes. And by people, I mean most people. So then we ask people, all right, you're watching a lot of video, you're watching car videos, 6 or more for 30 minutes or more, but do you do anything? Does online video actually work? Does it make you take action? And the resounding answer was, oh yes, indeed. So almost 100% of people performed some action after watching a video. On the right of your screen there, you see the actions that they took, and these are some important actions. Visiting a dealership, searching dealership's inventory, which means they watched a video and then went to your website to search your inventory. Researching more online is just another way to say they went to Google search and started researching the vehicle that they just saw advertised. And then the rest you see are all other important actions that people take after watching online video. So this just really enforces or reinforces that video does drive people to take action. I bring this up because one of the main hurdles that dealers face when purchasing online video advertising is that if you look at a click-through rate of YouTube, for example, compared to, say, Google search, it pales in comparison. Because when you come to YouTube, you're coming there not to search for something else, but to watch video. So we seldom see people leave the video experience to click onto a different website. So the reason I show you this is to say that just because a YouTube view may not necessarily result in a direct click in the moment, people who are watching your videos on YouTube are indeed taking action as a result of seeing your ad. Now let's talk a little bit about how YouTube as a platform has grown over its young teenage age. YouTube is so large that it's reaching 91% of the internet in that key demo of adults 25 to 54, which for many of us is who we focus our marketing efforts on for new car buyers. So just massive reach of a really important demo. Now what you're seeing on the screen in front of you now is the reach of YouTube compared to what we would consider probably YouTube's competitive set. So if you compare YouTube to online video providers, Amazon and Hulu and Netflix, which we consider to be just massive online digital platforms, you see that even against those online streaming services, YouTube's reach far surpasses those. Okay, so then let's compare YouTube to cable TV, because cable TV reaches a ton of people. And yes, it does. But as you can see, some of the 3 biggest networks there are not able to reach the same amount of people that YouTube is. Facebook, who's launched video in recent years, reaches a ton of people. Even Facebook reaches about half of the amount of people with video that YouTube does. And even compared to ABC, Fox, NBC, CBS, the behemoths of television, the broadcast networks, YouTube's reaching even more than all of those broadcast networks. In fact, our CEO, Susan Wojcicki, just announced new data that shows YouTube reaches more people 18 to 49 on mobile than any broadcast network. So I'll say that again, YouTube on mobile alone reaches more people than any broadcast cable network. So in case you were wondering if YouTube is still big and do people still watch YouTube and can I reach customers using YouTube, Hopefully this is a resounding yes. Now, we don't compete directly with television. YouTube and television are two very, very different and symbiotic products. But even television is getting on the YouTube bandwagon. So on the left there, you see Jimmy Fallon, host of The Tonight Show, and the executive producer of that show says, we see YouTube as a way to get what we're doing on TV to more people. In fact, 70% of Tonight Show views are happening online. So if you've seen something like this Ariana Grande musical impressions generator, which has 90 million views, the amount of people that saw that on television pales in comparison to the amount of people who come to YouTube to watch that content. The same is true for James Corden, that lovely man on the right, who is singing with a very impressed Adele as he hits a high note during their rendition of Hello. That show reaches about 1.2 million people on television. But you can see in the lower right of your screen that when he puts that same content on YouTube, he got 157 million views for that 14-minute video. In fact, James Corden is such a fan of YouTube and what it has done for his brand that last month he came to New York to present at YouTube's New Front, or what we call YouTube Brandcast. And James Corden stood in front of 3,000 people in the advertising community and said he couldn't do what he does without the power of YouTube, that TV is too limiting to him, and that today people want to see video content online on online platforms, and YouTube being the largest of those. Now, back to our automotive research. We looked at viewership behavior of people in the past 5 or so years, and we see that television viewing has declined and has been replaced and then added by online video consumption. So it's not that people are watching less video. In fact, we're watching more video. We're just not watching it on the same devices that we used to. So you still watch The Tonight Show, you still watch The Late Late Show with James Corden, you just don't watch it on TV anymore, you watch it on YouTube instead. And as it pertains to automotive videos specifically, we've seen a 220% year-over-year growth. So that's why this is a massive flux of visitors to YouTube who want to watch automotive video. So, so thanks for joining and realizing that there's a huge opportunity here to create some automotive content on YouTube for these people who are voraciously consuming it. All right, so we already saw that YouTube directs consumers to take action. They saw your video and they searched your inventory, they visited your dealership, they went to your website. Advertising is also incredibly effective at driving consideration for a specific vehicle. So in our research, we asked people, which of these formats, which of these ads were most helpful to you in learning more about vehicles that you hadn't previously considered? So which one of these advertising formats was most effective in getting you to consider a vehicle? And the answer, as you can see highlighted in red here in front of you, is that online video ads were the most effective in driving consideration. Now, I will explain to you a way in which YouTube actually works to make your search even more impactful. Now, when someone comes to YouTube and watches your video advertising, a few things happen. It increases their favorability toward your brand. We just saw that it increases their consideration of a vehicle they hadn't considered before. And it also increases purchase intent for your dealership. So it achieves all of the same things that perhaps a television ad or a radio ad would do in a traditional media sense, and that it increases those brand metrics, favorability, consideration, and purchase intent. But then because Google and YouTube are so intricately connected, something else happens here. And what happens is that you now have the ability to generate a remarketing list of everyone who has watched your ad on YouTube. You can even make a remarketing list of people who skipped your ad. So those are the people who, given the chance to see your message, told us they weren't interested. So maybe you don't want to advertise to those people anymore. Or maybe you like a challenge and those are exactly the people you want to advertise to. But regardless, when you run a YouTube advertising campaign, you can then collect a pool of consumers that you want to engage with again. Now you come over to your search campaigns and you enter that remarketing list. And now you're able to have more efficient search campaigns by targeting your search ads to the people who have watched your online video. Now, from a consumer perspective, imagine you're watching Ariana Grande videos, as I know you all do in your spare time, and you're served a pre-roll for a dealership. Then later you go do a search, and lo and behold, there again is a search ad for that dealership. So using YouTube in conjunction with Google search is a way to make sure that you're targeting the right people at the right time with the right message, and to do so more efficiently. Now that's the background of how YouTube is impacting customers, and also how YouTube has grown in the media landscape. So Aaron is going to walk us through how to win with YouTube. Aaron, what do we do with all this information, and how do we win on YouTube?
Great questions, right? So I think you touched on some of the highlights or some of the starting points, but the first question that I always get asked is, what do I actually put on my video? And right now, content that shoppers are watching the most or they're most engaged with are 3 different types of video. We have test drives, features and options, especially on new models where that could be useful, and then basic walkthroughs of the video themselves. I will make one plug here, that just because we do these videos on YouTube and pre-roll, and we know that that's great, and we put it on YouTube, that doesn't mean that we can't use it in the store and in other places. So one of the key takeaways, well, how do we use video both on YouTube and maximize our search, but how do we use it kind of every day? This is one of the ways that we can do that with those walkthroughs. So how do we be the most efficient with YouTube? If TrueView is kind of the place to start. Most of you are familiar with that, so I won't go into too much detail, but just for the basics, you get that free impression up to for the first 5 seconds. So if the customer truly isn't interested in your video, that's okay. They're probably going to skip, and then we don't have to pay for that. So we're only paying if the customer watches either the entire video or the first 30 seconds, and obviously if they click on the ad. So it's much more targeted, much less waste that comes on with the YouTube TrueView format. Google did a study of 237 different automotive TV campaigns, and 90% of those campaigns would have had both an increase in reach and an increase in efficiency if we would have branded that same message across YouTube as we did with TV. Now, I know what they say, and this is the question that I get from customers all the time is, Aaron, I'm spending X amount of dollars in TV. I don't know how much to put in YouTube, or do I move it all? Do I move a little? I think the right answer is a good mix based on what you feel comfortable with. But what we can see from the data is that folks that either have invested additional money into YouTube or have taken some small money from television and put it into video, we've seen real results in that extra reach to kind of reach the folks where they're looking the most often, and not simply just on television. So if you're doing all of that and you're running YouTube and maybe you've been successful with it for years, and maybe you're huge fans, how do you take it to the next level? Well, if we want to win the next level up, we can use what's called the customer match targeting. If you have a very, an intense list or a large list of customers that you could be using in-house, something we could do with that is let's generate a video that reminds them of, maybe their lease is coming up and it's time for a new lease, or thank you for your recent purchase. Did you know, here's some bonuses of using our service department here at the store. So we can use those for different ways of targeting specific customers. And then additionally, if we know what those customers are searching for, and again, taking it to the next level, taking YouTube video advertising to the next level, if I know what my customers are searching for, and they're searching for coaching Little League football or whatever it may be, right, dog tricks, well, maybe I want to target other customers that are searching for those same terms and looking for those same types of things. And maybe we can target that, show that video to those customers as well, because they're probably interested if my customers are interested. So how do we take, we win with video from the get-go, and then we take it to the next level with either the customer match or the similar audience targeting. Looking at a quick study here, and again, not to beat up on TV, that's definitely not the point of this deck, but just kind of show some pros and cons of using both products. If we take the same $6,000 spend, we look at it on the TV network, maybe you do a regional sports game, Major League Baseball, 1 30-second spot, roughly 180,000 impressions there. We all know that less than 1% of the U.S. population is in market for a vehicle as a real auto intender. So quick math on that ends up being about 1,800 targeted impressions for a $33 CPM. Is it viewable? Maybe, maybe not. Maybe they went up and went to the restroom, or they grabbed a drink or something like that. Who knows if they really watched it, right? On the TrueView, we can kind of reduce some of that waste. We know that we got 600,000 impressions from that 6,000, and we only have to pay for what people actually watch through the TrueView format. So that was the number of views completed there, 132,000 completed views with zero waste, and a significantly lower CPM with a 91% viewability, because we know the people that watched it were very interested in the video that we were providing to them. So that's kind of the down and dirty on how to win with YouTube, or maybe take your YouTube campaigns to the next level. And then do you want to go back through the summary then?
I do. So that was great. Thanks for sharing those products with us. So in summary, we know that more than half of car shoppers are using video to research their next purchase. So we have seen a 220% spike in automotive views on YouTube. So we know that car shoppers are coming to YouTube, they're searching for automotive videos, and they're using those videos to influence their decision on which vehicle to purchase or which service to perform on their vehicle. We also know that as a result of watching these videos, they are truly taking action when they see your video ad. You saw the top 3 actions that they take. They visit your dealership, they research more online, and they view your inventory. So we know that people who are watching YouTube video ads are taking action as a result. And then as Aaron just kind of told us, it's efficient and effective. You saw the amount of views that you would get for $6,000 on YouTube versus $6,000 in a local baseball game on television. You also saw some ways to use your CRM data in customer match to make sure that you're advertising to the right people. And I think that's Aaron, you talked about the questions you get from dealers, what kind of video should I make? One of the questions we get at Google is like, how do I target my ads? How do I know who's in market? What's the best way, other than just spraying advertising all over the zip codes that are assigned to me? What's the best way to really reach people? And because Google and YouTube are sitting on mountains of data about customers and their behaviors online, we can make sure that your advertising is so efficient and effective because we know how to get it in front of the right people, the people who have come to YouTube and are searching for automotive videos, or who have come to Google search and are searching for automotive queries, and then go to YouTube and, like Aaron said, search for something totally unrelated on YouTube. But we know because of their search behavior that this person has been looking at some financing offers for the last 3 weeks. So this is somebody we should probably get an offer in front of. And the key takeaways. So what do you do then with this information? What do you do with the summary information? The key takeaways here is, 1, video pre-roll has never been easier to create. A mobile phone is literally all that you need. So we do have an app called the YouTube Director for Business app on iPhones, where you can take video production into your own hands. It will give you a step-by-step instructional on how to create video, edit it, post it to YouTube, and start running advertising behind it. But if that's not your bag, if you've got too much to do, the last thing you need is another app on your phone and another job to do. Aaron, will you tell us a little bit more about how L2T Media can help with video production?
Yeah, thanks, Kelly. So who is L2T Media? Full service digital marketing agency, again, based here out of Chicago. We're strictly automotive, and we're co-optable with several OEMs as well. So there's some bonuses as far as using us there. But first and foremost, I'd like to offer, if there's any questions or concerns that maybe we don't address today or something comes up later down the road, feel free to reach out to us. Let us know how maybe we can answer your questions and help you market those videos in the best form or fashion.
All right, so if we just go back to the key takeaways for a minute too, Aaron will tell you about how he and L2T Media are able to create and produce and post and run video campaigns for you. And then what do you do once you've created the video? What do you do with it? And we've got 4 recommended steps here for you. Number 1, Aaron already talked about walkarounds. We see a ton of data from shoppers that they want to see walkaround videos. They have replaced a dealership visit with an online virtual visit. So if I can be sitting in bed, if I can be standing in line at the grocery store, at a gate at the airport, and do a little bit of research to maximize my time waiting, that's what users are doing. So before they ever come to the dealership, all of our research and data shows that they are doing 17 hours of research before they purchase the new car. So if you can make some walk around videos that will show off the inventory on your lot, that's a really effective way to hook some consumers who are out there shopping. Now, we recommend that you put those walk around videos in email leads. So this is an extra step, and it is going to require a little bit more time, but we have seen this work very effectively for a lot of dealers. Just this week, I spoke to a Ford dealer in Los Angeles who quadrupled his internet close rate by doing exactly what you see here in this bullet. He just took walk around videos and then put those in the email lead response. So imagine that. You get a lead for a Jeep Patriot, and instead of getting a form response from your internet department, the shopper gets a customized video that says, here's the gray Jeep Patriot on our lot that you were interested in. You can see it has the leather interior, it has the Bose speakers, and you give just a quick 60-second walk around. Now that customer knows that you're paying attention to what they asked for. You have what they're interested in on your lot, and you're showing it to them while they're in the comfort of their own home. So using walk around videos and email leads is an incredibly effective tool. And the second use is pre-roll advertising. So we went through that slide about exactly how YouTube pre-roll works. For those of you who need a refresher, you create a video, you upload it to YouTube, and you start targeting your advertising against it. L2T Media is one of the best in the biz at running those YouTube campaigns. So they're going to put the right targeting on there for you. They are going to set to know that we want to target in-market shoppers in a specific geographic area who have expressed interest in vehicle shopping or in parts and service in the past 30 days. We use your CRM data. We use all of Google's sophisticated targeting to make sure that your pre-roll is hitting the right people at the right time. And even then, if the user still isn't interested in our message, they simply choose to skip your ad and you're not charged a penny. So it's completely free advertising if the user skips. You only pay if given the option to skip, that user says, no, I'm not going to skip this ad, even though that skip button is sitting in front of my face. I'm going to watch this entire 30-second ad because this is interesting to me. Then and only then do you pay. So that's some really effective advertising for video. Third, we think that you should put these videos on your website. For one reason, the Google algorithm loves sites with video. It looks favorably upon websites that have fresh video content. And two, because shoppers are watching video and it's helping inform their decision. So if I come to your website and you're going to show me a video walk around of a vehicle, and your competitor across the street is showing me some standard stock photos, your website is a much more compelling shopping experience. And then finally, on your social network. So you have a dealership Facebook page, you have a dealership Twitter account. You can use these videos to talk to the people who are connected to you and who follow you, to show them some of the new inventory you have in stock, and draw a deeper connection into your dealership experience using video. And then Aaron talked about how do you find your audience on YouTube. So let's say you've checked all these boxes. You started creating walkarounds, test drives, and features videos. You're using them in leads. You're using them on your website and your social network. Things are going great and you want to take it to the next level. Customer match and similar audience targeting are two products from Google that will help you make sure your YouTube advertising campaign is on high gear, so that you're really connecting with people in the most cost-efficient way possible and getting the results that you need. So that's what we recommend doing with your YouTube videos once you've created them or had L2T Media create them for you. And if there are any questions, I think, Brinley, we would be happy to take some questions from participants now.
Great. Thanks so much, Kelly and Aaron. That was a great session. If you want to go ahead and send some questions through the question panel, I'll go ahead and address those. First question here, on the online video drives action 97%. What time frame after watching a video was used to arrive at a 97% action rate?
Great question. Every single participant in our study purchased a car over a 6-month period of time. So for some people, they watched a video and let's say they went to the dealership the next day. But for others, it could have been at any point in that 6-month period.
Great, thank you. How do I produce pre-roll videos for my dealership?
I'm gonna let Aaron take that one since they have a good offering on how to produce videos.
Yeah, sure. So I think, Kelly kind of mentioned there is a way that you could do it on your own. And if that's just not your bag, that's okay. Obviously we offer a product that will create the video for you. It's very cheap and easy to do. And then we can kind of make sure that message is custom fit to both your story and the strategy you're trying to get across at the store level. So, if there's specific questions on what you'd like to show or what works best, certainly we can field those individually. But, I think either if you don't feel comfortable doing it your own, then there's some great folks like us out there that can help you get that done.
Great. Let's see. Have you all researched any of the new YouTube channel offerings, etc.? Since it's fairly new to the market this year.
I'm afraid I don't understand that question. The YouTube channel offerings? Is that what the question is? Have we researched the YouTube channel offerings?
Yeah, the new YouTube channel offerings, etc.
I'm afraid I don't understand the question. If whoever submitted that question could maybe expand upon what you're talking about.
Yeah.
So
maybe
just for those on the
specific.
Yeah, just a little more specific. So YouTube channels, we have hundreds of millions of YouTube channels on the platform, and everyone who is a channel owner is in control of the content that they upload to our site. We do have channel targeting. So let's say, for example, Motor Trend is one of the largest automotive channels on YouTube. If you wanted to target that channel, you can certainly do that through your video buy. It's like, I only want to target videos that run on the YouTube channel for Motor Trend. I'm not sure if that's the question that the user is referring to, but that is what YouTube channels are for the rest of the participants.
Great. Do you have anything else, Kelly or Aaron?
No, I'm all set. I just think thanks for joining today. And I think the fact that you've joined means that you understand that there's opportunity here on YouTube to start talking to people who are using the platform to learn more about your dealership, to learn more about specific vehicles. And it may seem like a difficult thing to do, to create video, to suddenly be a video producer. But as you can see, Google has made it pretty easy for you with the YouTube Director for Business free app. And also L2T Media and our friends like Aaron have very clean, streamlined, and cost-efficient offerings that will help you create videos or even create those videos for you. So if the hurdle to you connecting with people on YouTube has been you don't know how to make the videos or what videos to make, hopefully you got some answers today to remove that hurdle from using the YouTube platform.
Yeah, and then I guess just to piggyback off of Kelly, by all means, if there's questions that didn't get answered today, this is my direct contact information. Even if you don't use us, I don't mind being a source of information. Feel free to give us a shout or shoot me an email, and hopefully we can help answer some of those questions or concerns and get you advertising with YouTube and winning as fast as possible.
Thanks again, Aaron and Kelly. That should wrap up our webinar today. That was a great presentation. I hope everyone will join us for future webinars, and have a great day.
Thanks, Brindley.
Thank you again. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Bye.